He played the scary characters inside haunted houses, but eventually police would accuse him of becoming the monster he once pretended to be.
Brandon is the worst type of evil, where he chose to stab Aaron to death and caused such a tremendous loss and pain to those who treated him with love.
The psychological scars from betrayal from one who we treated like a son or brother is irreparable.
We're breaking down the real-life nightmare that would put this scare actor behind bars for the rest of his life.
So he's making a reminder to himself to shower in his own shower and not the shower he used to attempt to dismember his best friend's body.
This is Inside the Crime, presented by Law&Crime. I'm Elizabeth Millner. The victim was a recent college grad with his whole life ahead of him. His family says he was heading to visit his girlfriend when he decided to stop by a childhood friend's home on the way. And what happened next would be far more horrific than anyone could have ever imagined. It's November 12, 2022. We're in Rome, Georgia, a city less than an hour and a half outside of Atlanta. Just before 11 that morning, an officer with the Rome Police Department was patrolling the area of Heritage Park when he noticed a blue Toyota Prius stuck in the water down an embankment. The car happened to be the same make and model driven by a recent college grad who's just been reported missing by his dad.
And then was going to go up to visit his girlfriend in Alabama after that.
Okay. Yeah, can you see if you maybe can get a hold of him and check in with him, see where his car is supposed to be?
I'll put you on 1021 for Brandon Evans.
Yeah, so you just found the car abandoned there?
Yeah, it's actually off in a little ditch. We're in the process of getting it out. I don't think there's anybody in it right now.
41 dispatch to me.
Okay, let me call him and see what's going on. Sorry, this is the first time hearing about it.
Okay. Yeah, this is my cell phone number, so you can call me back on this when you find something out, okay?
All right, we'll do.
All right, what's your son's name right quick?
His first name is Aaron, A-A-R-O-N.
Uh-huh.
Last name is Davis.
Okay. All right, I spoke to the registered owner. His son's supposed to be driving it. He's in the process of checking with him. Y'all don't think he's in there?
No, I didn't argue down there.
Okay.
He's fine down there.
Okay. Son's name's Aaron Davis.
Aaron Davis is 21 years old and from Cumming, Georgia. The blue Prius is reportedly registered to his dad, Clinton Davis. His dad tells police Aaron's supposed to be heading to Alabama to see his girlfriend, and now Aaron is nowhere to be found.
I don't think he made it there.
Nah. I wonder where he's at and why his car's down there.
The crazy thing is, there's nothing, there's no acceleration. It's almost like it
Just rode off in there or something.
yeah. Didn't go all the way up in park or something.
Yeah. Looks like it's still on though, ain't it?
Oh.
Lights are on and the dash lights are on.
Yeah, there's lights on like but it ain't running.
And that water ain't deep. I don't think he's in there, is he?
Here's what we learned from the case report. Mr. Davis said his son visited a friend he identified as Brandon Risner last night. Mr. Davis said Mr. Risner told him he just saw Aaron around 2200 hours on November 11, 2020, and has not seen or heard from his son since then. Mr. Davis reported he has attempted to call his son Aaron Davis, but he did not answer and it goes to voicemail. Investigators retrace Aaron's last known movements, leading them straight to Brandon's house.
6. Would that be him? Hey, what's going on?
Going good.
I'm Officer Gar with the Rome Police Department. We're following up on all this stuff. So I know you already talked with Officer Bethune earlier a little bit and talked with Officer Stallings. Can you walk me through what's going on? Just make sure we're all on the same page.
For all my business owners, listen up. And if you're thinking about starting one, you might want to listen too. Look, running a business is tough, but why make it harder doing things manually or relying on dozens of apps that don't talk to each other? That's where our sponsor Odoo comes in. Odoo is an all-in-one business management platform with a full suite of integrated apps that seamlessly connect all of your operations, from sales and accounting to manufacturing and even shipping. Odoo can automatically generate professional, sleek-looking sales orders, invoices, and vendor bills. And it can automatically assign sales teams, send emails to each sales stage, and even use AI to pull reports that help with your decision-making. For manufacturing, their apps can sync inventory with real-time production and purchase updates so you never run out of stock. And when it comes time for accounting, that's also fully automated. Odoo can create invoices, track expenses, and even summarize data with AI to save you hundreds of hours. The best part, you can choose your apps and even build custom workflows so it's fully tailored to your business needs. Take your business to the next level by consulting with an Odoo expert today for free at odoo.com/ITC. According to the case report, turns out Brandon was already at the embankment where they found Aaron's car. The report says, we began to search the area for Aaron Davis, but were unable to locate him. While on scene, I made contact with a male later identified as Brandon Risner. Mr. Risner stated he was friends with Aaron Davis and that he was missing. Mr. Risner also stated that he was last with Aaron Davis at his residence of Redacted the night prior. Mr. Risner said he remembers waking up around 1:30 a.m. and noticing that Aaron Davis was gone from the residence. It goes on to say, during my encounter with Mr. Risner, he appeared to have recently been crying and was emotional. Now, by this point, it's been more than an hour later, and now Brandon is going a little more in depth about the night before.
We started drinking around 12 yesterday.
Yeah, it's you and Aaron, right?
Yeah, me and Aaron.
Okay. Anyone else with you guys? Okay.
I went downstairs, dropped a bottle, cut my pinky,
Mm-hmm.
and I went to the urgent care this morning. And yeah, I bandaged it up, took a shower, went to bed.
And no one else was here during that time? Do your parents live here too, or you just live here by yourself?
They do.
Okay, are they here right now?
No, they're coming back though. They'll be, I guess, maybe around 3 or so.
Okay. Yeah, so not too long from now.
Yeah.
So how long have you and Aaron been friends?
Since like, we met when I was in 5th grade.
Okay.
And then we became more like close friends, I'd say, like around freshman year.
Okay. So you last heard from him between 10 to 12 where did you sleep? In your room?
I slept in my room, yeah.
Is that upstairs as well?
No, it's the far right-hand corner of the house.
Okay, I got you. And where was he at when you saw him?
Up yonder. The
Okay.
top floor, whatever it's called.
Okay. So is it what, like a split level with like a bonus room or something upstairs?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
like a complicated house.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's hard to get a feel for the floor plan and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Was he talking about what's going on with him and his girlfriend, or if there's anything going on there? Or?
He never really tells me anything about it. Normally, whenever we'd have conversations, it would be about me.
Okay.
And like, even if I didn't want it to be, he just kind of would.
He didn't like to talk about himself.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. So you've been knowing him since you were in 5th grade?
Mm-hmm.
It's a long time, man.
We've gone to the same church.
Okay.
Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Okay.
Mormons.
Yeah.
I've kind of drifted away a little bit.
Yeah.
And he would drink occasionally, but he's still like staying with the church.
Yeah. So he didn't drink a lot because of that.
Yeah, yeah. So just occasionally. Yeah. So I imagine the alcohol. I don't know, alcohol poisoning.
It's possible. Yeah.
Puking like horribly.
How much did you drink? Do you know?
We had the whole thing of wine.
Did you all share it pretty much evenly?
I'd say so.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we had a shot at Giggity's.
Okay. What'd you shoot?
Fire whiskey, or fireball.
Fireball. All right.
And we had some beers.
How many beers do you think you had?
Like 2.
Okay. Well, we're still trying to find him. I don't know. You know, he may just be staying at a hotel, sleeping off whatever happened last night.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean he's in danger or anything like that, you know.
Yeah.
Does he have a phone that he uses?
Yeah, he does.
Okay.
I tried calling it and it just goes to voicemail.
Officers asked for permission to search the home, and Brandon says yes. But will that decision come back to haunt him?
Brandon, I know I'm asking you a lot of questions. I have one more question. Is there anywhere in the house that you don't regularly go to?
The cellar.
Okay.
In the attic spot.
In the attic spot. The one with the key and the door
yeah.
over here? Okay.
The up there, but to the right. I don't go over there very often because it's a creepy attic.
Okay. Do you mind coming in here with me so you can just show me where I'm going and all that?
Yeah.
Just makes it a little bit easier. Because I don't want to go somewhere that, you know, your parents hang out at, because I'm not trying to get in their space, you know?
Where you want to look?
Give me a second. I'm just going to have him walk with me to make sure I don't go somewhere where he doesn't go. It's important.
So this is my parents' bed.
Okay. So you don't normally go in here?
I confess, I did take a couple baths in there because they have the best bathtub.
Normally does in the master, you know.
I've been doing laundry from all the puke upstairs.
Okay.
But anyways, that's my stuff.
Okay. What'd you think? He said they don't have any kind of sexual relationship, but he didn't seem that appalled when I asked the question. So I don't know if he's lying or not. It could be. I think the girlfriend seems to think they had something going on, but she didn't come out and say that. His girlfriend's mom did say that he's bisexual, and they haven't talked in a few days, and they never talk about her when they get together and hang out.
At first, nothing appeared out of the ordinary until officers went to the room that Aaron was staying in.
There's a significant amount of blood next to the bed, too. Decent. More than just vomit. All the way over here. Looks like it's been there a while, but he could have been throwing up blood, I guess. It looks like it too. See all that? It's weird to be throwing up blood like that. Not to mention, if he had alcohol poisoning, he wouldn't have been able to get up and move around this morning. Especially at 2 or 3 in the morning. Yeah. Yeah, on the side. That doesn't add up. Still wet. He's been pouring that powder stuff. Yeah, I got some. You want some or you want me to just open those up? Nothing. Do you need to secure a warrant for the rest of the house? Yep, we can certainly do that. I didn't see any drag marks or anything downstairs. Because if he's not very good at cleaning stuff up, he would have missed that too. I don't know if this is old or not. There's a stain right here. I did not. Aaron went to Floyd. I think dispatch called Redmond, but I don't know. There's a spot right here too. You put stuff on. I don't know. I didn't look in there. Do you want to go ahead and hook him or what?
No. Get out of here and we can get an investigator.
Check the rest of the rooms, look for the victim, and then pull out. That's old.
Yeah, that's a screw.
That may be something down there. I don't know. I can't tell from here.
It's red, but it is. Yeah, that's a screw.
I got some in the car, but I don't think they'll work for you. The sheets are in here. blood on it.
Now, officers noticed cleaning supplies, sheets that have been removed from the bed, bodily fluids, and blood. Just as officers seem to be onto something, Brandon makes a move that changes everything.
He's running, dispatch. Westbound on Collinwood. Going south on East 9th. Down East 9th off of Collinwood. Where you at, 47? I lost you. You still got eyes? Dispatch, we lost him. Brick house, corner of East 9th and Collinwood. Where's your last eyes, 47? Dispatch, last seen area, LaPorte and Collinwood. See if we have a canine, please.
Brandon is completely in the wind. Officers go back to his house to secure the crime scene. So where could he have gone? Maybe his family might know. A neighbor gets Brandon's parents immediately on the phone.
Okay, you have a speakerphone? Or?
Yes, it's on speaker.
Okay. Hey, sir, I'm Lieutenant Sailor from Police.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Risner, the homeowner,
Yes,
and
sir.
my Brandon's father.
Okay. Yeah, we're probably going to need to talk to Brandon. Do you know where he is?
No, I thought he was still at home. Now, earlier we had told him to make sure to keep his phone on, keep it handy, and to, maybe drive around the areas where they normally hang out and try to look for him, for Aaron.
Okay.
But no, Brandon's not answering the phone. We're trying to reach him.
Okay. Does he have any kind of Life 360 or Find My Phone app that you might could get us his location for?
I can try. I've located his phone before, but I used his laptop in his bedroom to do it. We're still about an hour away, working our way there.
Okay.
Yeah, I can try that app.
Okay. Yeah, we really need to talk to him, and at this point it would be better if he voluntarily came in and talked to us a little bit about what's going on.
Oh, yeah, of course. You guys have talked to him today, right?
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I mean, just to be fair, you realize we're at your house, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, well, we'll keep trying to get hold of him.
Okay.
Okay, I appreciate it.
All right, thank you, sir.
It's unclear how Brandon's parents got in touch with him, but by nightfall, he turned himself over to police.
I'm Detective York. And you're with Brandon. Rachel. Jeremy. Thank you. Rachel, Jeremy, if y'all can have a seat out here, I'm going to take him back there and we'll talk. And then, do you have some questions? Would you like to talk in private?
You need to send somebody out to find the body.
Okay. I'll be back in just a minute, okay? All right. If y'all just have a seat, I'll be right back out with you, okay? All right, Brandon. Anything in your pockets that I need to know about?
Wallet and keys.
Have those real quick. Anything else?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna pat you down real quick, okay? Do me a favor. Put your hands on that wall over there. Sorry about that. Go ahead and have a seat. I'm gonna put these right out here on the table, okay? We'll be right back.
Brandon is held in an interrogation room, but will he finally talk about Aaron?
Before you ask any questions, you must understand your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in court. You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before you are asked questions and have him with you during questioning. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed for you before any questioning if you wish. If you decide to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you will still have the right to stop answering questions at any time until you talk to a lawyer. Okay? This part right here, this is what you're going to sign to, saying you understand your rights. I am willing to make a statement and to answer questions without having a lawyer present at this time. I understand and know what I am doing. The above statements of my rights have been read to me. No promises or threats have been made to me, and no present pressure of any kind has been used against me. I understand my rights.
I would like a lawyer.
You would like a lawyer? Okay.
With Brandon not talking, maybe his parents know more.
Brandon, we brought him home from college last year, or was it early this year? Because he was having anxiety attacks, he was having suicidal thoughts, he was having visions. We brought him home to make him safe. Try to get his medications right, whatever.
Want to call them?
I'm sorry?
Is somebody going to call his parents?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Randy's not there.
Were y'all home?
I don't think, no, we were out of town.
Or you?
Yeah, we were in South Carolina, and got a call from Brandon this morning, around 9 or 10. Called Rachel here, and was asking about how to clean up vomit and whatnot. So they had drank. They've been drinking since noon, he said, yesterday. And he wanted, cut his hand or something, so he wanted to know how to clean up. He didn't want Dad finding out that there was vomit upstairs in the carpet.
Yeah.
That's all we heard. Then an hour or two goes by, and the boy's mom calls us, and Aaron Davis's mom, Sarah, and asks, or tells us that the car was found, and they don't know where Aaron is. We assumed, or I called Brandon back like immediately after hearing from her, and said, do you know where Aaron is? He says, no. I said, did you, when did you discover vomit upstairs? So I'm kind of curious why he wasn't able to clean it up if he got drunk and threw it. And he said, well, no. He said, he went to bed around 10. He went to bed around 10. So when he got up around 1 or 2, he went up and Aaron wasn't there. He said that there was vomit. He said, he cut his finger or something like that. That's all he said. Then I told him to go where the car was and start looking for him. It's his best friend. He used to work for him. And meantime, we packed up. We were on vacation. We packed up and hightailed it here to try to help look for Aaron. And so we got in around, I'm just guessing,
is likely here. That's all I can say.
Well, he just told Kyle that he wanted a lawyer, so they're not going to question him anymore because of that. And, so we'll allow him time to get a lawyer.
Brandon Risner is arrested for obstruction of justice. But just days later, that charge would be upgraded after investigators make a discovery on Tumlin Drive, which is reportedly just a few miles away from Heritage Park. Police confirmed it was the body of Aaron Davis. Brandon Risner is charged with Aaron's murder. Following an autopsy, officials reveal Aaron died from sustaining multiple stab wounds. But if Brandon is the one who did it, what could possibly be the motive for him to kill a friend he's known since the 5th grade? We may never fully know. Brandon was never tried in the courtroom. In 2024, Brandon pleaded guilty to a dozen charges, including felony murder, aggravated assault, aggravated battery, concealing the death of another, abandonment of a dead body, theft by taking, plus more. So let's now jump to July of 2024. Brandon now looks completely different from when he was arrested, but he's appearing inside of a Georgia courtroom to learn his fate. During his sentencing hearing, we heard the horrifying details of Aaron's death for the very first time.
So a total of 40 stab wounds, 6 to his head, 4 to his neck, 21 to the torso, 2 to the left upper extremity, and 7 to the right upper extremity. There was also attempted dismemberment around his abdomen and around one of his arms and shoulder area, but we believe that the dismemberment happened after. I do have a few photos, not many, just to show some of these injuries, because I'm going to talk about the level of hemorrhage associated with the injuries. So this is the front and back of Aaron. The injuries have been labeled by the medical examiner with the letter system. And I did want to, there's significant injuries to the neck, both in the front and the back. There are also injuries down along this side. Those begin with I and go into JKL. And I'll show a different angle of those later. But I also want to highlight that there are not injuries on Aaron's hands. Aaron didn't have any defensive wounds. Aaron didn't see this coming. Aaron didn't defend himself. This was not a case of mutual combat or anything like that. He does not have any defensive marks on his hands. Most of the colors on here are pink. The orange means minimal hemorrhage. It means that the level of hemorrhage was less, most likely because the heart was beating less, or it was beating slower. In other words, Aaron was dying at that point. So orange means he was still alive, but his heartbeat was weaker and slower. No color on the chart means that there was no hemorrhage. It doesn't necessarily mean post-mortem, but it does mean that his heart wasn't beating at a level to cause a hemorrhage. Most of the marks on here are color-coded. And what that means is that Aaron was alive when this happened. And for the majority of these horrific wounds, Aaron's heart was beating and there was hemorrhage and he was alive. And then the next level of wounds shows again the orange hemorrhage, meaning his heartbeat was slower, it was weaker at that point. I will point out that these shaded areas are parts of the dismemberment that we saw in the autopsy photos as well. And again, that is believed to have happened post-mortem or after Aaron's death. Also, part of the autopsy, a portion of the small intestine was missing, and it's believed that it was removed through this area of dismemberment there. In contrast to the significant injuries Aaron had, these are the only marks that were on the defendant. A scrape or scratch here on his side, and then a cut on his pinky finger. And it may be a little bit hard to see on the screen, but there is some type of bruising on on the defendant's knuckles. I submit to you that those injuries were incurred by the defendant in the attack. Again, this is not a situation of mutual combat. This is not a situation where Aaron fought back. The defendant was the only aggressor and the only person offering violence when this happened.
Prosecutors had even more evidence, like the disturbing searches Brandon allegedly made on the web.
So this is on November 11th, Friday. At this point, Aaron is dead. The defendant has already killed Aaron. And he is searching over and over for sheets and blankets. More than 20 searches for sheets and blankets. What he's trying to do is find a replacement for the sheets and blanket that Aaron is ultimately going to be buried in. He's trying to find a replacement set so that the bedroom will appear unchanged, and again, to cover up his crime. These are his searches on that day continued. And I'll highlight just a few of them. Professional stain remover. Does Walmart have duct tape? Schizophrenia symptoms. Hydrochloric acid. Best secluded locations. How to drain washing machine. And more searches for the sheets and blanket. And all of these indicate that he is trying to cover up his crime. He's looking for stain remover to try to get the blood out of the carpet. He ultimately does go to Walmart later that day, around 6 p.m., and he does purchase duct tape, and he uses that duct tape to wrap Aaron in the blankets that he's ultimately buried in. Hydrochloric acid is famous because Jeffrey Dahmer used that on some of his victims. That was a search that the defendant made. Best secluded locations. Ultimately, he buried Aaron in a secluded location, so that was part of his search of what to do with the body. So at this point, he has not buried Aaron because he doesn't have the duct tape and he hasn't found the location yet. And how to drain a washing machine, we know from officers that the next day they're going to discover bloody sheets in the washing room. And so he's already concerned because he's been using the washing machine to try to clean these things. Also, in between his searches to cover up his crime, he's also watching videos from No Country for Old Men, which is a horror movie that focuses on a murderer. That's the main character, and his violent crimes and as he goes out. And one of the videos that the defendant specifically watches is a scene where the murderer has been injured and he needs to go to a pharmacy. So he blows up a car to create a distraction to go into a pharmacy. The defendant was also injured at this time. He's later going to search on for what to do about the cut on his finger. But just interesting that in between all of these searches about what to do with his best friend's body, he's also watching videos from a horror movie about a violent killer. All right, and so on Saturday, November 12th, he is still looking up carpet cleaning crew, also water damage restoration, and a company called Chattanooga Blood Spill Cleanup, and how to clean blood out of carpet. So there's the Chattanooga blood spill, how to clean blood out of carpet, the water drainage here. In the days leading up to this, he had some interesting internet searches as well. One of those was One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest book. It's a famous book, but the premise is that the person is going to be convicted of a serious crime, and so they feign insanity in order to go to a mental institution instead of prison. When I Get Home, schedule last 3 songs. That is a reference to his YouTube channel where he did post music. He wrote quite a few songs and performed them and had some of them on a YouTube channel. Number 2, vacuum. Number 3, laundry. Number 4, shower in my shower. That's important because Aaron was dismembered in the guest shower, so he's making a reminder to himself to shower in his own shower and not the shower he used to attempt to dismember his best friend's body. He also says to take a bath, so again, a preoccupation with cleaning, possibly to try to remove evidence that may still be on his body. And again, vacuum and laundry, these are related again to his attempt to cover up. But then he also he makes a written reminder to basically create an alibi defense via text to his stepmother, Rachel, by saying, text Rachel that Aaron threw up horribly. I think there was some blood in it. I woke up and he was gone. So he actually wrote down what his cover story was going to be in this post-murder to-do list. And we know from his phone records that he actually called Rachel that following morning. So he did follow his own to-do list in that regard. So the way notes are organized on the phone is the most recently edited appear first. So this one actually was on top of the post-murder to-do list, which means it had been edited or looked at or worked on after that. And since we know that the post-murder to-do list had been created after the murder, this also was created after the murder. This appears to be some of his lyrics for a song. And the ones I want to highlight are right here. He screamed till he choked on his own tongue and blood. His scream became a gargle as he swallowed his tongue. I believe the defendant is describing Aaron's death. His scream became a gargle as he swallowed his own tongue. If you'll remember in his to-do list, the very first one was about his music. Music was clearly very important to the defendant. And so this was a newer song, but he also had some of his older songs that he had created prior to the murder. And I've pulled one of those here. It's entitled What You Do. And I'll highlight what I think is important here. It doesn't matter what you do. Go kill someone, go love someone. You can't plan the future. God decided it for you. It's fine to think that I'm just a little toy. And if these are indicative of his philosophy, that is a dangerous philosophy. It is one that shirks all accountability. If there's no free will and everything is predestined, then there's also no consequences for actions, and there's also no reason to ever exercise restraint. And so that is a dangerous philosophy. And it also is a philosophy that doesn't demonstrate remorse. There's no remorse in that type of philosophy because it doesn't matter.
Even after all this evidence came to light in court, the defense still argues Brandon should eventually be granted parole.
The tragedy that happened that night is not fixable. And I can't begin to feel the way the Davis family feels right now. But we are here, Your Honor, for a sort of business, and that is the sentencing. Every one of their victim impact statements was very, very difficult to hear. But I'm advocating on behalf of Brandon. I'm not saying somehow that he get released early, outside of the 30 years. I'm not suggesting anything that's not completely legal. I'm making an argument for mercy. I'm making an argument in equity. I'm making an argument for a kid that maybe if he had a little bit better therapy or a little bit better doctor once upon a time, this would have never have happened.
Brandon Risner had nothing to say at sentencing, leaving the judge to deliver his final punishment.
Both of these young men have been loved throughout their lives. And I know all of you are experiencing tremendous pain, including the Risner family. But the pain of Aaron's family far exceeds that. To have a young son brutally murdered is unfathomable. I hope that your fond and loving memories of Aaron and that your faith will provide you some comfort as your life continues. Having said that, I have considered all of the facts and circumstances of this case and counsel's arguments. And I have come to the conclusion that justice requires that Mr. Risner be sentenced on count 1 to imprisonment for life without parole. And that's what I'm going to do. And that's based upon the premeditation, the manner of death, and the efforts to cover up all of the acts.
Brandon Risner was ordered to serve out his life sentence in the Georgia Department of Corrections. Brandon Risner is currently serving his sentence in the Macon State Prison in Georgia. Thanks for tuning into this episode of Inside the Crime. I'm Elizabeth Millner, and I'll see you back here tomorrow with another case.